Hi guys, welcome to another video. I hope your day is going great and I hope your life is going even greater. Today I'm bringing you another deck profile. This time around is a Horus Egypt theme deck. It's really fun. I wouldn't say it's competitive. I have never tested it at locals. It's mostly been online, but maybe one of these days I will take it to locals to see how it does. Online, I've seen decent success, let's say, but yeah, it's nowhere near as powerful, even though it plays the Horus package, which we know it's very, very powerful. So yeah, for the Horus, of course, the 3 Mseti, because you want to access your King Sarcophagus 100% of the time. The one Horus, the Black Flame Deity. So maybe many of you are not very familiar for this card because it's sadly the worst of the Horus because it cannot be summoned like the other ones from the graveyard. The only way you can summon this is either by tribute summoning, which sucks because it doesn't really add much value to it. And whenever your King Sarcophagus or your Horus monsters like leave the field by an opponent card effect, you can activate it, summon it, and then it pretty much nukes your opponent's board. So that effect is really, really good. And then the other one is that you can reveal this card in your hand, send another card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and send a card to the graveyard. So it's kind of a Eldritch Golden Lord kind of effect. So it's good for removal, but sadly that's like the only use for it. Like once you put it on the field, you can bring it back if it dies, pretty much, other than getting it back with maybe cards like Happy. And of course, one of each of the other auras, the one Diamutav, the one Happy, and the one Kebe. Let's just say this one's the worst of these. Maybe this. No, this is no. I still stand by it. I think this is the worst one because at least this one you can keep bringing it back. So real quick, if you know what they do, whenever a card of yours leaves the field because of your opponent, except battle, of course. Let's just say it gets popped or banished or whatever. You can activate their effects. Mseti sends a card from the field to the grave. Diamutav lets you draw cards equal to the different names you have in field. Happy targets two cards grave or banished, adds them to hand or shuffles them to deck. And Kebach protects your Horus monsters from battle. So if you have Horus monsters and you activate this, your opponent can attack them pretty much. So it comes handy from time to time because Tempai. So yeah, that's it for the Horus monsters. For the spells, of course, a 3 Sarcophagus because it's the heart of everything. Like without this, your deck doesn't really run that much. But yeah, you can summon the Horus back to field, and it also helps you put the Horus in your graveyard as well. And it gives them protection from cards that do not target them. Destruction, I mean. The 3 walls of the Imperial Tome, it helps you search your Horus monsters, mainly of course Mseti, but in any case, like if you want, like if you need to search for also the Black Flame Deity, it also does that. It also acts as a King Sarcophagus, so even if you have this on field and you don't have the Sarcophagus, you can still summon your Horus back. And it has a cool interaction with Black Flame Deity. So whenever you activate this card's effect, you can draw a card. So that's also good to keep in mind. The 2 Canopy Protector. So real quick, if you are not familiar with this card, what it does is once per chain, whenever your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon a Horus monster from your hand or graveyard. So it gives you an additional summon, because sometimes during your turn you might use your Horus as materials for Xyz links or whatever, and so it gives you like the opportunity to bring it back. And it also, when it's sent from field or hand to the grave, you can send it back, but the next time it goes banished. So it's a free discard with Imseti, so you can get access to the sarcophagus and then just set this back for the opponent turn. 1 Keldo and 1 Medora. Really good protection from graveyard. You can dodge your things from your graveyard, and you can also interrupt your opponent by shuffling their things back to their deck. And they also fit the Egypt theme. The 1 Pharaonic Advent. So I'm pretty sure many of you will not be familiar with this card. So what it does is it gains 300 attack for each continuous trap that plays up on the field. That we already have the Cannot Break Protector, but we also play a couple more. And you can summon this card by tributing a monster in the field, so you can tribute any of your Horus monsters and then just bring them back next turn. And the other cool effect is that you can tribute a fairy, reptile, or a fiend, I think. Or a fiend, yeah. And you can add any continuous trap from your deck to your hand, with the only downside that you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. So you can do this like last. We do play some fairies, like these 2 are fairies, so you can tribute any of these as well. And you can just search it. So that's pretty good. And also 3 Cardan, the Clear-Sighted. This is also another fairy target for the Pharaonic Advent to tribute to access your continuous traps. What this one does is that when it's normal summoned, you can set a continuous trap from your deck, from your graveyard to your field, and it can be activated that turn. So it helps you recover, like say if this was destroyed, even though like you can pretty much send it back, but it will also help you bring the other traps we're playing. And whenever he leaves the field, until the end of the next turn, your face-up continuous traps cannot be destroyed by card effects. So it also gives him that additional protection. And then 3 trade-in, because you have plenty of level 8s, so you can have more draw power. The 1 Terraforming, the 2 Talents, because you are playing the Tom, so it's really good to have it as well. Talents for additional protection against hand traps. The 3 Ash Blossom, and the 2 Veiler, and the 3 Imperm as your hand traps. Additionally, you can either do the side or main deck, however you prefer. Lava Golem, I think it's also a good option. It also gives you an additional target for trade-in. But I would say it's maybe just best for side when you know for sure you're going second. But I'm just letting you know it's possible. And then the 1, there can be only 1, and the 1 Skill Drain. These are the other 2 continuous traps. This one doesn't matter for Horus, like you can just spam the board. Sure, they won't have their effects, but neither will your opponent, and these things are huge in attack, so it's fine. And there can be only 1. It's also doable because all the Horus are different types. The only conflict in the deck is either the normal summons, which are the Cardan and the Keldo and the Medora. They're all fairy. And Pharaonic Advent, which is a spellcaster, so it will also conflict with your Imseti. So those 2 are the only ones that you might want to be careful, but even so, it's fine because the extra deck is also very different types, so you can always clear them and accommodate whatever you need to summon. And the 3 Solemn Judgment, because it gives you additional control as well, and like power disruption for your opponent. And then for the extra deck, it's pretty much toolbox. You don't really need it to win. It's just there if you ever need it. The one Coach Kinjan trainer, just like additional draw, you can see the other cards you want or need. The one Punchman package, number 100 and number 97, 38, and 107. Yeah, just easy ODK. The one Garunix Eternity, just to clear up your opponent's board as well. One Zeus, because we are playing a lot of XTs. The Girsu for additional removal and protection again from destruction. Number 68, really good. Just be careful, because this card is good because it can turn off some decks, but keep in mind that you're also summoning from the grave with the Canopy Protector, for example. So yeah, just use with caution. The one number 1 Infection Busking, just really good as well. The Zombie Vampire, if you want to mill, you can either mill more of your Horus names, you can mill your continuous traps, and then if you have the Cardan, you can bring it back. The one Barricade Board Blocker, because it also helps you recover cards like your Imperial Tom and your King Sarcophagus. So just like an additional recovery. Honestly, you've never seen this card. The one IP, the one SP for additional interruption, and the one Blockbuster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, because all, well, not all, but most of our monsters are level 7 or higher, so it's just like an additional powerhouse in the deck. But yeah, guys, this is the Horus Egypt theme deck. I hope you liked it, and yeah, I will try to play it at locals to see how it goes. But yeah, it's mostly a fun casual deck that I've played mostly with my friends. Even though online I do have some success with it, I wouldn't select it for competition. Let's just put it like that. Thank you guys for watching again. Leave me in the comments what you think, and a like if you liked it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next time.